Hello guys, as promised, back out at the range today. Still only have one magazine for the Springfield XD Mod 3. I still am not able to find a magazine that will work. Someone told me that a Echelon mag would work. I can report that that is totally fake news. So I believe when I was here the other day, the video should be up soon. If it's not up already, that I did 150 rounds. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. 150 rounds, and I said that, hey, I was getting tired of loading up the magazines. And I would come back out, I would shoot some more once I was able to acquire some more magazines. But I'm beginning to see that that's going to be quite challenging. And so I wanted to get as many rounds through this thing as possible so you guys would know. 150 so far. I decided to start the video out with just putting one magazine through it. I do have one in the pipe. So I have, what would that be, a total of 17 rounds in this bad boy. And then I'm going to put maybe, I don't know, maybe 6-8 more magazines through it. And then talk about if I still feel the same way I did in the original video. So let's do that right quick without further ado, as they say. Smoky in that sun. I will say this, that one thing that does surprise me about this gun is many guns as I shoot with red dots, it is becoming increasingly more difficult for me to get used to just shooting with irons, but that red fiber optic front sight really picks up well. Standing here at about, I've moved up to about 10 yards, shooting at a little tiny crate tactical target down there and then 2 8-inch plates and didn't miss a shot. That's not impressive per se. I wasn't shooting super fast, but I really like the gun. Like I said, I'm just going to buy it for review. It's a cheap, budget-friendly gun. People will want to see it. Totally for sale. Already have someone lined up to buy the gun, but that doesn't mean that when I sell it, I won't think I really, really like that gun, because I did, and I typically don't like Springfield polymers. The Echelon is one of the few that I've actually really liked. So, but I do like this, and I'm going to get my wife to shoot this because I always like to get a woman's perspective. So what I'm going to do, undecided as to how many rounds I'm going to put through it, how many more magazines, but I'm going to get her to shoot it as well. Get her to give her opinion on it and what she thinks. So let's get right to doing that. Okay, cut. Why are you walking off? So no, come here for a minute. So she started out doing pretty good, and she said, I can't hit anything with that thing. So why do you think you couldn't hit anything with it? Do you think it was recoil, the sights, like?
It's just, I think it's just me
What?
having an off day.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what you got to do. You know, you got to make excuses like I'm just having an off day, you know,
I
because,
think I am.
and again, I'm so used to shooting with red dots, and so are you, that it's almost to the point now, and this is optic ready. You have to buy you a plate, but it's almost to the point, all right, I know you don't like being over here, so I'm going to make her run off. She'll get mad at me for being on camera, but listen, the argument is like 9mm and 45. I swear to God it is. Like, you can't shoot with irons. Well, you know, why don't you put a red dot on there, get in the 21st century or whatever people say. And I believe it's going to turn into a 945 argument, whether or not you should run your gun with irons or whether or not you should run it with optics. So I'll do both. I will not run an optic on a gun that I do not have co-witnessing sights. I just won't do it. With that being said, other than one Romeo X, which was not on my gun, it was actually on my wife's gun, her little 380 Rose, I've never had an optic to fail. I've never picked an optic up in the red dot not be on. Whether that's an RMR, Leopold, Hollison, even some cheaper like Fox Army, I've literally never, as many red dots as I've had, I've literally never picked one up and it not be at the ready. I just haven't had one to fail. I've left them outside, be outside smoking a cigar at night, leave it out there, it get wet, get rained on. I've just literally never had one to fail. So for the most part, they're trustworthy. You can, I don't want to say you can bake your life on it because the trolls will come out, but I'm just telling you my experience. I haven't had one to fail. But in the case that I do want my backup iron. So I want both. I like to have a gun that is optic ready. My nightstand gun is optic ready. My truck gun is optic ready and both have optics on them. And if I were to keep this gun for self-defense, it would have an optic on it, and I would replace these sights with some suppressor height sights. So I'm on both teams, irons and red dot, but me and her both have gotten so accustomed to shooting with red dots. It seems every gun we review has a red dot. So sometimes it can take some getting used to, and we started out with the sun and we've lost the sun. That changes the perspective of the targets down there and the reflection on that red dot. But again, all those are excuses. Still very, very accurate, and we are standing way back at this point. I mean, at this point, I have moved back trying to get a different camera angle all the way to about 16 yards. So I'm back here right now, shooting at these targets. Put 84 rounds through it. I have 16 loaded up in the magazine, which makes 100 if my math is correct. So I'm gonna shoot these 16. That'll be 100 up to 250, and I'll tell you what I've decided to do since I told you it was for sale prior to this. Well, one thing's for sure, unlike most other Springfield polymer frame pistols I shoot, I haven't had an issue with riding the slide lock. So it's locked back on the empty magazine, the single empty magazine one time. Doesn't look like I'm gonna find another magazine before I get through this. But you know, I told you it was sold. I had already sold it to a guy. And I just told him I had to finish reviewing it first. I planned to come out here today, put about 250 rounds. Now I'm up to 250 rounds, but I wanted to get out to at least 500 for you guys for review before I sold it. But I've decided that I like shooting the gun so much that I'm going to keep it and do some more reviews, some more shooting, should I say. And what are my thoughts on it? Surprisingly, since not having interchangeable back straps here and having the grip safety, which I do not like, if I carried this, I would likely pin that or wrap it up with electrical tape. But other than that, I am pleasantly surprised, shocked even, that I actually like this gun, and I do actually like shooting it. And the slide serrations are very usable, very functional, easy to manipulate the slide. It's, you know, it's a little tightly sprung. My wife said it was a little bit, but you can grab these ears at the back, much like what you see on an H&K. Maybe not as defined in an H&K, but it's easy to manipulate the slide. At least for me, they are functional serrations. And it takes down just like I like a pistol to take down, and just turn and ride off. And you know, that is my favorite way for a pistol to take down. Unlike the Glock way of doing things, it's a whole lot faster. That's the first time I've took the slide off of this, so it was a little bit stiff, but I like how it takes down. And listen, I was $300 out the door for this thing, so I appreciate what they done. You can get magazines online, but it's going to take a little while for them to ship them to me, and I wanted to get these reviews up since it's so new, and I was trying to sell the gun. So I'm just stuck with one magazine for now, but I am going to come back out. I'll probably just go ahead and order some magazines. She's probably on Amazon now looking for some, and I'll wait about a week and follow up with it. And maybe I might get it out to 1,000 rounds. I don't know. Even without having interchangeable back straps, this seems to fit my hand well. I like the very low key, if you will, finger grooves in the front. It just fits my hand well, which most Springfield polymers do not. Again, 3-slot light rail up at the front, functional serrations, front and rear, optic ready. You will need a plate. Nice fiber optic front sight. It is a very feature-rich gun for $300. So kudos to them for that. For those who need to defend themselves and balling on a budget, 250 rounds has been flawless, has been accurate enough, and I'm getting more and more used to shooting this and more accurate with it at even longer distances. So I want to shoot it some more. I have enjoyed it. It has not been cleaned, has not been oiled, straight out of the box, just like it came from the factory. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure you hit the thumbs up. Be sure you subscribe. It's the only way I can continue to keep doing this. And please, by all means, consider going over to Patreon, $5 a month. Hopefully soon we'll have some $10 tiers up there, but $5 a month, you can cancel anytime. But if enough people do that, it helps out a ton with buying ammunition, buying these budget-friendly guns for review, so that I don't have to sell them so quickly in order to get more for review. I can do longer, more round count reviews for you guys. Again, Patreon, go over, check out gsquaredtactical.com. Have hats, cups, coasters, all of those goodies over there in the gear up section. Go pick you up some of those. But the most important thing, more important than this gun, more important than anything I've said today, is that you know Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. You're not perfect if you're saved, but you sure are forgiven and on your way to heaven. You want to make sure you know that personally today. If you do not, you can email me, gsquaredtactical.com. gsquaredtactical@gmail.com. And you can hit me up in the comment section, follow me on Facebook, hit me up in Messenger, or get a hold of someone local to you. Again, Springfield Armory XD Mod 3. Beautiful day out here today that the Lord has made, and I do thank you so much for watching. And as always, to God be the glory.